Ladies and gentlemen, it's precisely 11:10, so with German precision we are about to start the official opening ceremony of FedCSIS 2019. And the conference is organized by and on premises of, I think that it's like von and zu, which is like very important in Germany. So it's von and zu Universität Leipzig. So I would like to ask at this moment, Madam Rector of the University, Leipzig University, Professor Beate Schücking, to say a few words. Madam Rector.
Dear guests from all over the world attending the FedCSIS conference, most distinguished professors, dear colleagues, dear organizing team, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor and pleasure to welcome you here at Leipzig University, both at the university and in the city. Also my honor to stand here and give an address to all of you scientists and practitioners who came together these days to connect, discuss, collaborate. You are here in Leipzig. Just a few words, no slides, no PR on our university. Leipzig is one of the old universities in Europe. We were founded 1409. We were founded from a group of German scholars who fled from Prague. As I know, there are also Czech colleagues among us who fled from Prague when the first national movement in Czechia with Jan Hus, who was then rector at the Karlova University, started. So that was a difficult situation for the German scholars, but a good situation for Leipzig, because in the end the university here was founded, and we still have very good connections to Prague as our mother university. So more than 600 years ago, more than 600 years of teaching and research, of course, especially over the last, let's say, 150 years, Leipzig has been, starting in the 19th century, an important university in Germany. Whole specialties were founded in Leipzig, like, for example, Wilhelm Wundt, who invented psychology as a discipline, or in physics in the 20th century, Werner Heisenberg was here in Leipzig. So between 1/3 and 1/2 of modern physics came from Leipzig into the world of science. Those were the really golden days of our university. That was ended then by, more or less, by the Second World War, but there were even Nobel Prize winners also after the Second World War, like Gustav Hertz. And today we are a modern university in the range of the German research universities. There is, in the last years, we have founded a group, a bit like the Russell Group in the United Kingdom, the German U15, as a group of research-oriented universities who are non-technical universities. There's also a technical 9 group of leading German universities, so we are among these U15 universities, the only one in East Germany. We have about 30,000 students, and of course computer science, informatics is very important at our universities. even so more, as our computer specialists are the only engineers that we are producing here in Leipzig. And right now we have a wide range of efforts to get more state money to enlarge the Department of Informatics and add artificial intelligence, of course, and also in several other disciplines. It is really needed that we get enough, we just get a broad spectrum of these specialties. So research is important for us. Teaching, of course, if we wouldn't do teaching, we were not at a university. But we are also very transfer-oriented, and we are always among the first 5 or first 10 universities in Germany with entrepreneurship, with young scholars from scientists from our universities who start founding their business, and we try to foster them and to bring them on the way. So, with all this in mind, it's no surprise that your conference found its way to Leipzig. The Federated Conference on Computer Science and Information Systems as well represents the values of connecting scientists and practitioners from all over the world in order to foster research and impel knowledge creation and its transfer. We are here witnessing now the 14th edition of your conference. The mission of this series is to provide presentation, discussion, and reputable publication, and this is something that is special in your field, as a forum also for publication in computer science and information systems. This forum invites researchers and practitioners from around the world to contribute their research results focused on their scientific and professional interests in a chosen conference track. The international conference attracts participants from around 40 countries worldwide. With over 300 submissions and an acceptance rate of approximately 20%, it can keep up with other international scientific conferences. It's a pleasure to find the latest topics of the fields of computer science and information systems, such as artificial intelligence, multimedia, security, business informatics, represented throughout the accepted papers. Thus, I'm sure you will hear, certainly because, alas, I cannot spend a long time with you. You will hear inspiring presentations, and you will have interesting talks and discussions during the session and in the evening events as well. Therefore, I want to thank the chairs, some of you I've just met, of the conference, Professor Maria Ganza, System Research Institute, Polish Academy of Sciences, Warsaw, and Warsaw University of Technology from Poland. Professor Leszek Masiacek, Wrocław University of Economics, Wrocław, Poland, and Macquarie University, Sydney, Australia. And Professor Marcin Pabrycki, I hope I pronounced the names right. I apologize if I don't. Systems Research Institute, Polish Academy of Sciences, Warsaw, and Management Academy, Warsaw, Poland. Thank you for the decision to let the conference take place in Leipzig. Thank you for having the trust in our university in general and in Professor Franzik, especially to make this chapter of your renowned conference series a success and a pleasure to all the participants by bringing them to our university and for those of you who have never been here, I can say to our nice, lovely, wonderful town, and I hope you will find a little time to explore at least a little bit of Leipzig. We try hard to keep the sunshine for you, so it should be nice. Thank you very much, dear chairs. It is our honor to host this conference, and I want to thank Professor Franzig, General Chair of the conference, that working at Leipzig University's Information Systems Institute, he is regularizing funding through numerous research projects. He is frequently hosting highly ranked and prestigious international scientific conferences. He is really one of our most active scientists, I must say. And so I'm glad that you managed with this conference as well, thus carrying the name of our university into the world and increasing its reputation. But a good coach is nothing without a good team, of course. From my own experience, I know the loads of work over time, creative solution creation to make something like this conference possible, prepare everything that is visible to the guests, but also things that are not visible. Thus, I want also to say a big thank you to all the staff around here who made it possible and who were still working for the time of the conference and even thereafter in order to make it a success to the very end. Thank you very much again, Professor Franzig. Thank you very much, dear organizing team. I would like to give a further special thanks to Professor Rainer Unland of the University Duisburg-Essen for joining the organizing team and contributing his experience from numerous international conferences he attended and organized during his career. Thank you, Professor Unland. To keep it short, I want to thank all of you that found the way to Leipzig and, of course, our university by participating in this conference. We hope to give you a warm welcome. I hope you feel comfortable here at our campus and in Leipzig. We have several campuses. This one is the part where the old sports in the GDR times, there was an own sports university. So this wonderful surrounding here that you will also discover was at a time only for the young sports people, and now it's part of our university and part of our sport faculty. But I want to encourage you to go further into the city, to get to know at least some of the people living here, stroll around a bit. I'm sure you will like it. It's the magic of such a conference, bringing people together from different backgrounds. You will all get to know each other, learn from each other. That's also one important point. So enjoy all this, each other, the conference, our university, the city. Welcome again to Leipzig University and the Federal Conference on Computer Science and Information Systems. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Madam Rector. And by the way, Madam Rector will have to leave because she has some very important meetings to attend. So we are really glad that you found those few minutes to be with us and share your thoughts. Thank you very much once more. you probably expect me to say a lot, but I said a lot in my emails that have spammed you. So I will let other members of the leadership to say a few words. And the first, I would like to ask Professor Leszek Maciaszek. I am the one who can pronounce his name. And he will say a few words about changes that are taking place with FedCSIS to start also discussion with you as to how to make FedCSIS the best conference in the world.
Thank you. So hello, and perhaps I should say good day, as Australians would say. I don't know if there are any Australians here, but probably they say a little bit better than me, although I have spent about 34 years now in Sydney, in Australia. Well, I am very pleased to see so many familiar faces here from previous conferences, but also quite a few new faces, which brings me to the point which Martin mentioned, that we have been undergoing some kind of transformation of FedCSIS conferences. In this flyer, which you got in your conference bags, you can see some major points about the changes. You can see over here also things are all right. Other tracks and behind me. So we have introduced the tracks. So we have been attempting to transform the FedCSIS conference in a couple of ways. And it's and all this is related really to conference ranking bodies of various kinds. And in particular, apart from Google Scholar and others, one important body happened to be Australian, which is the CORE. The CORE rankings. CORE stands for Computing Research and Education, and this has been an initiative of Australian computing deans around 2008-9, and in 2010 the CORE was introduced to rank conferences and journals. With journals they have a little bit less luck, although right now they have been doing rankings of journals. Probably next year they will be doing rankings of conferences as well. And FedCSIS is not on it so far. And there are two reasons which I am going to explain to you in a minute. And CORE has become very important in many countries. I knew about South America, now I know about many European countries, which in fact provide budget for conferences to people to go to conferences which are ranked in CORE and ideally rank B or higher. There are A+, A, B, and C rankings in CORE. There are also some conferences are ranked as national, and some of them are ranked as regional, and these are not considered as being especially good for such conferences. I attended the CORE executive meeting in January this year in Sydney, and I explained to them a little bit more about FedCSIS, and as a result we do all this transformation, because apart from normal factors which are considered by conference ranking bodies, such as citation rates, paper submission, acceptance rates, and who are the key people at the conferences, and we are very good at it, frankly. As Martin said, we are the best conference in the world. But there are two factors which create the problem. One is related to the fact that they consider us a multi-conference. And by core started in 2010, and I was in fact also participating at that time, and multi-conferences were excluded at that time, and it is like that so far. Although there are conferences, like I mentioned to them in January, there are conferences which are in fact multi-conferences, but do not call themselves multi-conferences. They have multiple tracks. I just looked, I got some call for papers for ACM Symposium on Applied Computing. They have 47 events this year. And they are events. They are just various workshops, symposia, conferences like we do, and they are ranked. And they are ranked highly by core. So what we are doing is really not a major surgery, but we want to say, and this is explained in the flyer, that we want to call for papers on the level of tracks. So we would like people from now on to be submitting to tracks. We need still look for good chairs of the tracks. We have 5 tracks. And you guys will be submitting papers to the tracks with the indication which particular technical session, and technical sessions, most of them, will be associated with some events. But there may be some other technical sessions which will not have separate organization committee, and they will still exist, and people can submit to these technical sessions as well. This should allow us to make an argument to core and others that, listen, we are not a multi-conference, we are really conference. We have, in particular, we have a single publication. Apart from these additional publications of some events, we have IEEE Explore. So this is stupid to say that we are a multi-conference if we have a single publication. But that's what I told them in Sydney, but I don't know if they listened. So now we do this kind of things. The second point has been international locations. They told me, listen, you are regional, because you do it only in Poland and Eastern European countries. So as you can see, we are now getting better. We are not returning to Poland in the near future. We just, I don't know if Marcin or whoever already mentioned to you, so if you allow me, I will say it, but of course next year in Sofia, in 2 years' time in Spain. So this should cut the argument that we are some kind of regional conference. Okay, now I guess that I have run out of time. I was supposed to take 2 minutes. I sincerely hope that you have enjoyed yesterday and that you will enjoy the next couple of days and today, of course.
Yeah, this was the typical example of Australian 2 minutes. Time passes differently there, down there, or up there. Okay, let me introduce to you the person who is keeping us all in shape and is preventing us from doing stupid things. My distinguished colleague, Professor Maria Ganja, who will now tell you about important things related to the conference.
Okay, hello, can you hear me? The first most important things, it's about acceptance rate. We decided at some moment that we will keep our acceptance rate around 20, not higher than 30%. And you can see here that we keep our word. Okay, so we are in, never mind that this year we receive a less amount of submission, but we still decided we keep this acceptance rate, and we will continue this policy. Okay. Special events, as usually this year we have Advance in Artificial Intelligence Application Best Paper Award and Best Student Paper Award, and who is the winner you will know tomorrow during the banquet. And one more thing, it's first time already data mining competition. If you would like to know more about who is the winner, what they are doing within this competition, how they receive beautiful result, you can come today at 2:30 for the session of AAIA. Andrzej Janusz, are you here? Yes, please. He is a responsible person for this competition and for announcement about winners. I will be very fast, just not to run out the time. Okay, in your conference bag, you have USB with preprints of conference proceedings. This is because we are applying no-show policy. So if authors will not come to the conference, will not present the paper, his paper will not appear in the conference proceedings. So after the conference, we will check who has been present his information, and these papers will be included in the proceedings. And you will have 10 more days for fixing technical problems. If you find more typos, not working links and so on, you can fix it. In 2 days, it will be submitted to the IEEE Digital Library. And remember about DOI. If you know this DOI, please include it in the references place. And I hate myself that I am saying right now this. Please remember to cite FedCSIS papers from the previous editions in your papers. It's all about points, and our conference is evaluating by external people based on points. So please cite it. What else? What else? Certificate. If you need certificate of participation, please come to the reception desk and they will help you. If you have any question, problem, issue, wrong name, wrong address on your invoice, please come to the reception desk. Christian Frank will help you. CDs, sorry for the old style CDs with music, but we like it. Tonight, social events, it will be in Gracie Museum. You can find all necessary information about how to reach this place at the conference webpage. We will have a concert there, so please have comfortable shoes to be able to dance, in case if you will like the music. Tomorrow, because of some health problem with one of keynote, there will be big changes in tomorrow program. So look at the desk near the reception. There will be the most actual information. All the session after the lunch, so lunch will be half an hour earlier, and all the session will be half an hour earlier. And at 6 p.m. there will be buses in front of building on the left. It's Sportschule, am I right? There will be buses. They will be waiting for you at 6 p.m. for short tour through the Leipzig. And these buses will deliver you safety to the banquet place. It will be Ratskeller. Once more, the information, all information how to reach the place if you don't want to be at this excursion. Okay, you hate excursion, it's possible. So all information you will find at the conference web page. Okay, and now I would like to invite here, because we are in a hurry, I would like to invite here the chair of next edition of our conference 2020, Stefka Fidanova from Bulgaria, for the very short presentation.
By the way, Stefka participated in all past FedCSIS events, so she is with us forever. Okay?
The last 20 years we work with Marcin very successfully. Therefore, we decide the next conference to be in Bulgaria, in Sofia. Oops, not.
Two head. Just here, space.
Okay, it will be in Sofia, one of the oldest town in Europe. It's 7,000 years old and rather new, you see in the last picture. And it will be situated in the oldest Bulgarian university. It is not so old like Leipzig University, but very nice. And welcome to Bulgaria, welcome to Sofia, welcome to Sofia University.
Thank you. Ty jeszcze coś masz? Okay, and by the way, not only Stefka is with us, who is the chair of next year edition, but also Nina Dobrinkova, who is chair of the organizing committee. So if you have any questions concerning next year, definitely you can ask them. And for those of you who are wine lovers, I promise you, they don't know yet, but I promise you we're gonna do deep exploration in Bulgarian red wines. Because here, as you have seen yesterday, we are in the white, rosé, slightly pale wine country. Because red wines from Germany are heavy to drink. Okay, but in Bulgaria, I promise those of you who like red wines, we're gonna do the Mavrud exploration. Mavrud is the best Bulgarian red wine. Absolutely fantastic. I'm already dreaming about red wine in Bulgaria. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, our conference was not opened yet. But now, since we had Madam Rector and all of us presenting things, I would like to officially announce that FedCSIS 2019 is starting now. It's open.